Hello and welcome to FinextraTV. I'm Liam Xavier and you join us in our virtual studio. With me right now is Pratik Khowala, the Global Head of Transfer Solutions for Mastercard. Lovely to have you here, Pratik.
Thank you. Thank you, Liam, for having me.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure. So, cross-border payments, always a big topic, but particularly now there's a change in geopolitical landscapes and there's a big change in terms of where people are prioritizing their connectivity. In particular, China is being seen as the new priority in some respects. Why would you say this is, and where are the celebrations to address?
So look, China has always been a big global trade hub. Just to give you some context, China accounts for almost 14% plus of the total globe trade, and it's over 6 trillion in annual goods trade. So China has been always a big manufacturing hub and a good global trade hub. However, similar to many other parts, the money movement and cross-border money movement specifically has been quite frictionful, whether you take it speed, transparency, cost. And that's the thing that we are trying to solve. And the announcement that you heard that we made in China about our partnership with Bank of Shanghai. So China has been always an important corridor. It's not new. It's just that industry and us are trying to solve the need of the cross-border payment for business payments as well as, I would say, remittance payments.
And how does that relate to smaller businesses who are a backbone of the economy but often have issues with additional funding or infrastructure problems? Is there a tricky element there for connectivity with China or with the changing growth at the moment?
I think SMEs are backbone of every economies, not just China. I think Chinese economy also is dominated by SMEs. But when it comes to SME, they're not sophisticated. And that's where the friction lies. So the banks are not able to provide them a seamless experience. And that's where fintech starts coming in and solving the fintech experience. So while SME is a big part of the economy, including China, I think that's where they face the most friction in terms of speed at which they can send money. So that's where I think a lot of players like us and Mastercard Move is helping solve those problems for SME, where we provide a very intuitive platform to our partners so that they can offer it to the SME to make their life easier.
And you made a lot of interesting points there around the separation between banking and fintech in particular. Could you go a little bit further into what that separation looks like for SMEs now if they're working across both? Where are they finding their priorities for their different needs?
So look, SMEs want very intuitive platform. They want banking relationship as well as they want cross-border payment relationship. Today, they have to go to two different players to satisfy their needs. So what do SME really need? They need ability to collect money. They need ability to pay money. And they want to do it in a cheaper, faster and safer. So what we are trying to do is bring that one integrated platform which allows them to collect, hold, convert and pay in a safe and secure environment. And then we are integrating with the bank partners so that they can offer it to the SME. It's as simple as what we are trying to do, enabling banks to serve their SME in a very efficient way.
And if all this can be done perfectly across different areas of the world, if we can get that cross-border connectivity worldwide, what does this mean for global economy?
I think it's going to have a very positive impact on global economy. I'll go back to the example of SME. If they receive money in 2-3 days, if it costs them 3 to 4% to receive money, it just delays their manufacturing timelines. It leaves less money with them. If you put the same money into their ecosystem, they can produce more, they can sell more. And then it becomes a virtuous cycle and it just helps the economies to grow. that at the highest level, I would say, if we solve the cross-border money movement problem, it will further propel economic growth through the growth of SMEs.
That sounds really exciting and hopeful. So we'll look across to the rest of the year and hope that can come to fruition before soon. So thanks for joining us so much.
It's already coming to fruition, Liam. It's not like it's tomorrow. I think there is already a lot of simplification that has happened into money movement for SME. And it's just going to propel now with the technological advancement that we are seeing around AI and digital currency. So yes, I look forward to talk more in future, but there's a lot of change which is already happening.
Fantastic. Thanks so much.